But on page 60 at the very top, it talks about the suite and it tells you it has a bundle and the Your Peach designer paper, and there are little mini jam jars and they are adorable. And I actually have one of those. I should probably show you that. They are currently on back order and in, I want to say non-orderable status, ladies, but I would need to double check. I haven't looked since early this morning. I should have done that before coming on. But anyway, here are some lovely samples that were created by the concept artist. And then we've got this amazing stamp set, and it has dies that coordinate with it. So I'm going to show you now what all of that looks like. And let's start with the stamp set. It's called Sweet as a Peach. And of course you have your peach here. You have a stem. You have lots and lots of greetings, all right? Hey, Sharon. And then these are peaches. And then this is the vine. And you can actually, these peaches, you can stamp in these spaces. So you'll see me do that tonight. And then these three flowers, you can also put in these spaces, all right? So we've got have a peachy day, sweet as a peach, happy birthday, thanks so much. And then all the smaller words coordinate with the larger sentiments, all right? And so when you open it up, and I don't think, do I have all my dies in here or do I have them in my trays? I think they're all here. These are the dies right here. So that can be kind of hard to figure out what they look like. So I have the sheet for you right here. I'm going to zoom in and you might want to get a screenshot. And I'm going to take a sip of water while you do that. All right. Okay, so with the peach dies, again, you can stamp the stem and cut that out. Then here's one of the peaches. Now with this particular peach, I use the sponge dauber technique, which you're going to learn tonight. Here is a peach created using the Stamparatus ink to paper technique. And you're going to learn this technique next Wednesday night. So we'll spend 2 weeks on this suite, okay? Because I've made way too many projects for it. All right, now we've got our smaller words, and there is a die that cuts out the smaller words. It's your day, to a sweet friend. Let's celebrate you. Thanks for being as sweet as a peach if you want. Hope your day is as sweet as a peach, all right? Oh, thank you so much, Martha. They are in non-orderable status. They are expected in the warehouse July 12th. Thank you for looking that up, Martha. That is so helpful. Okay, now let's look at these flowers. There is one die that cuts out 3 larger flowers. Then there are 3 dies that cut out 3 flowers. So this is one die, the second die, and the third die. All right, so let me show you what I mean by that. Here they are here. There's the big flowers, and then we've got the 3 smaller flowers, and they're 3 dies. So you can cut out lots of flowers at one time, and they're great for like little embellishments for your cards. And I use the adhesive sheets to stick these flowers down. So I do recommend the adhesive sheets that we sell that are in the annual book. Okay, you also get 4 separate leaves. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 dies, okay? Just for those leaves. Then you're gonna get 2 dies for this double leaf, all right? So 2 of those dies. Then you get a branch, just a branch. And so I cut that out in soft suede. And then here you're going to find the actual branch for the peaches or the flowers. I've actually popped up my peaches And then I also popped up the flowers. And then right here in the center is that little, what do you call the center of the flower? The stamen, I don't know, I have forgotten my science, but that center part of the flower, there's a stamp for that, and we're gonna use that tonight, okay? So you're gonna learn how to ink up the peaches and stamp, and you're gonna also learn about the flowers and the little center, okay? And the sponge dauber technique. So these are the peach dies. If you were to purchase the dies alone, it's $23. But if you purchase the Sweet as a Peach bundle, it's item number 155823. It's $36.75, and that's pretty decent price for a bundle, all right? So I wanted you to see that. And now I'm gonna show you the gorgeous designer paper, all right? So tonight is our big intro to our suite. And then next week, we'll make additional projects. All right, so this is our first piece of paper right here. All right, here, I guess I'll go this way. And I can zoom out on this. All right, I'm gonna zoom back in here. Oh, my Aunt Ethel is watching too. I saw her earlier today too. Hello, hello. So here are the peaches here. Here are smaller peaches, and the colors we're using, we've got pale papaya in this designer paper. We've got pear pizzazz, I believe mango melody, balmy blue. Look at that. Isn't that a gorgeous sheet of paper? This stuff could be wallpaper. All right, here's the opposite side of that. Then we've got these flowers right here. These are smaller flowers. And then we have our stripes. All right. Oh, Calypso Coral. That's another coordinating color. And now we've got our flowers from the peach trees. And there's balmy blue. Isn't the paper just gorgeous? And by the way, it's on sale tomorrow, 15% savings. So it's gonna make it like $9 and something. Yeah, it's just beautiful stuff. Here's the opposite page. And then this is the last one right there. And there's that pear pizzazz. You can also use old olive with this as well. So that's the beautiful paper. You'll save 15% beginning tomorrow. So if you want this suite, I would definitely order. I would wait until tomorrow so that you can get your paper. I'm gonna give you my hostess code for the next 2 weeks in July. So that's a brand new code. If you were to place an order tonight, you can use that code. Hi, Jan. Or use it tomorrow and save 15%. All right. So now I'm going to show you the cards for tonight. And I can go ahead and zoom in on this part. We are going to be using the Basic Borders dies, and I'll show you those in just a second. But this is going to be the first card that we create tonight. Our second card is with the pear pizzazz. And I've used a little bit of that designer paper inside. This is balmy blue. And there's some more of that designer paper. And this is the pale papaya card base, and I've actually used 2 peaches here. And by the way, lots of wink of Stella too, all right? Look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? It's just super pretty. All right, let me show you. If you noticed, there is a different border for each card, okay? See that? I'm trying to keep my cards in order because I already have my trays in order. All right, look at this edge. See the edging on this? All right, so that's what we're gonna focus on as well tonight, along with the peaches. Look at this edging right here. Oh, thank you, ladies. I'm so glad you like these, and you're going to have an opportunity. Hey, Rosemary, you're going to have an opportunity to get the supplies free. All right, and I'll tell you all about that at the end. These are the basic borders dies, and we're using this one tonight. We're using this one. We're using this one here and this one. And you're going to see me cut each one so that you know how to do it, okay? And this is what the basic borders dies look like when they're all cut out, okay? And I'm going to zoom in. They all have stitching. So hopefully you can see that beautiful stitching. This one right here is the Fresh Freesia. Thank you, ladies. Hi, Teresa. And this one is Polished Pink. See that pretty stitching? Oh my gosh, Suzanne, thank you. I'm so glad y'all like. Here's another one, an Evening Evergreen. But they all have the stitching. Look at this one. And here is another one, and here's another one. Doesn't this one look like clouds? So that's the basic borders dies. And ladies, the dies, I don't believe they have a coordinating stamp set. And the dies are $29, all right? So these are wonderful borders. You can even use this border on your envelope flap, okay? So I think you're gonna really, really like this. All right, so I'm gonna move this aside. All right, and we're gonna get started. Okay, so what I do to, and I know I've told you all this before, these trays I purchased many years ago at the Dollar Tree, and they still sell them, by the way. And so whenever I'm creating a card, I put all those supplies in the tray, and that way I have everything together. So I've got all my trays stacked over here. They take up a bit of room, but anyway. Okay, so you'll also notice in this card the texture. And I have put this texture on every single one. And I believe it's called Tasteful Textures Embossing Folder. And let me look. I do have my book right here, and I think I'll be able to quickly find it. So hang tight. And if somebody knows it, blurt it out. I think it's Tasteful Textures Embossing Folder. I thought I could find. Okay, here we go. I'm looking. Tasteful Textile 3D. So this is the embossing folder that we're going to use tonight. This is the name of it, item 152718. Oh my gosh, thank you, Charla. What a nice compliment. Thank you, ladies. Y'all, you're just making me want to come back next Wednesday night. All right, so there we go. We've got that Tasteful textiles right there. And you know what? Let's get started with the creating, okay? All right, so ladies, the first thing that you're gonna start with is a Calypso Coral card base, all right? This is just a standard card base. It's 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches. And on that 8.5 inch side, I score at 4 1/4. And when you fold that in half, you've got a card base, okay? Now, the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need to cut our cardstock to create that border, all right? So we're gonna do that, and let's see. I think what we'll do is let's do our stamping, and then I can do the cutting all at one time. Does that sound good? That way we just bring over our Stampin' Cut emboss machine one time. Alrighty, so we are going to need this piece for the card as well, and this is from Tasteful Labels. Gosh, I'm really challenging myself tonight. No, this is from Stitched So Sweetly, which is a die set in the annual book, okay? So you need one of these in Whisper White. And then you're going to need Pale Papaya, because this is what we're going to stamp on. And then we're going to need the Whisper White to stamp this branch. All right, so let's do our stamping, and then we can do the cutting at one time, and that'll save us a little bit of time. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' mat because I'm using a photopolymer stamp set tonight, and it doesn't have any rubber, and so there's no cushioning when you stamp it. So this should give us a better impression. And I'm going to ink this in Pear Pizzazz, all right? And by the way, ladies, if you are part of my hostess clubs, we will be creating with this suite, but we won't be making these cards, all right? Just to give you an FYI there. All right, so there we go. We've got our branch. So we're done with that one. And now we're going to bring in Pale Papaya. I'm going to move this out of the way. So you're going to need Pale Papaya, and you're going to need Calypso Coral. All right, so you need 2 colors. And I already forgot something, which is my sponge dauber. Let me grab it. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to grab some water too before we do our technique. Okay, so I'm going to need the peaches to do this. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to ink it in Pale Papaya. The branch color is Pear Pizzazz, Laura. Great question. All right, this is Calypso Coral. I'm using one of our sponge daubers, and you can even see the label that I created for the sponge dauber, okay? Now, with the sponge dauber, I am just going to daub some ink just around some of the edges on the peach, okay? Not a lot, and believe me, every set of peaches turns out differently, okay? So there's no right or wrong. And then when you go to stamp it, and this might be hard for you to see, but right around this edge is Calypso Coral. So around the edges of the peaches is where you'll find it. Now, I probably could have used some more Calypso Coral, so don't be afraid to use it and just practice. So I wanted you to know this fun technique. And let's see, while I have the ink out, I'm going to go ahead and stamp our greeting. Just because it saves us a little bit of time. All right, so this is from Stitched So Sweetly. And then this is for Have a Peachy Day. And I'm going to put it about right there. Now, you can certainly stamp your Whisper White paper and then cut it out. But I'm going to show you how to cut the pieces tonight, and it just saves us a bit of time if I already have the shapes cut out, okay? So far we've used Pale Papaya ink, we've used Calypso Coral, and Pear Pizzazz. We're going to also use Balmy Blue tonight, and so those are just our 4 colors we're using on all our cards tonight, okay? All right, I'm going to move my sponge dauber out of the way. And now we are ready for our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. All right, that is a mouthful. Okay, let's get our other die pieces. We're going to need the branch, and we're going to need the peaches, okay? All right, and then we're going to bring this over. Now I'm going to go ahead and zoom out far as I can there. Okay, and now all of you know that I'm on a folding table, and so of course the camera likes to shake when I am rolling this. Okay, so we're going to use dies, and when you use dies, this will tell you the sandwich that you need. So we need our number 1 platform, which is right here. Then we'd need number 2. Then we're going to need a cutting pad. That's your 3rd part. See number 3? And then we're going to put our peaches down, which will be paper and die. Now, when you look at these peaches, this particular peach has a bit of a point, okay? And so if you lay that about right there, it should cut out your peaches just fine, okay? All right, and I'm gonna scoot that a little bit, and we're gonna try and get this cut out at the very same time as well. All right, and this can be a little tricky, especially when you don't have a magnetic platform. All right, so I'm gonna use the technique called hold your breath and roll this through. That's my own Stampin' Cut Emboss technique, my very own. Hold your breath and just roll it through. And then hope for good things, right? Hopefully it turns out. Woohoo! So these are my peaches. And what is so nice about this is I've stamped the peaches once, I've cut them out once, and I have 3 separate peaches. All right. And this is our branch right there. So I think that turned out pretty well too. Now we're going to slide this on back through, and we're gonna work on the front. This is the front of the card base, okay? Tina said she uses the same technique. And Tina, it works pretty good, doesn't it? All right, now for this, there's really no measurement for it. I just kind of eye it. And I want to be sure that I'm cutting enough cardstock off so that I can see this really pretty designer paper, okay? So that's kind of what I'm going after. I want to be able to see the paper. All right. So now, and you want to be sure that this die is on here just right so that it doesn't move. And I think that's going to take care of it. That should work. And now we'll roll this through. All right. All right. And this is what slaps. I'm taking that off. And then now this is the front, okay? So you can see how much better it looks when you put that designer paper there. It really makes it pop. So that's kind of the fun part with that. Now we're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna take the Tasteful Textiles embossing folder, and we're going to emboss. And when we emboss, we've got a whole different set of plates, all right? And I know I need my gray one, so let me run get that. Okay, you know, I really thought I had everything together. Okay, all right, so using a 3D embossing folder, okay, you're gonna need platform number 1 right there. Then you're going to use your paper and your embossing folder, all right? Now, it's best if your embossing folder goes through the machine on the folded side, okay? So I have inserted the paper into the folder, and now I'm gonna need number 4 because I am using an embossing folder. So I'm hoping, can you see that number 4? That's what we need. And I know that because I just looked at the platform and the sandwich. All right, so that's all you have to do, and it'll walk you through it. And honestly, it's like really smooth. It's really nice. All right, so we'll take this out. And then this is your front. All right, so there it is, and now we get to put it together. All right, move this out of the way. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the inside, and we're going to start with a Whisper White insert, okay? And it measures almost 4 1/4. Now I did trim it a little less than 4 1/4. Let me show you that. And I honestly like took off a 32nd of an inch. And the reason I did that was because I want this to slide in and fit inside the card without, I probably could have trimmed it a little more. Because of this score line, your Whisper White paper needs to be a little bit smaller. So I hope that makes sense. All right. Hey, Kisha, welcome. Glad to have you. I'm glad you didn't miss the live. All right, now let's measure this, your designer paper, and it's going to be the same measurement for all 4 cards. Your designer paper is going to measure 1.5 inches by 5.5 inches. All right. And so we're going to tape this. So we'll do this first. All right. And we're going to put this way, right along that edge. All right. And then we're going to tape it. And I can probably scoot in a little now. I was a little worried about my seal because this particular seal I only use on Wednesdays, and it's like I didn't know how well it would be working. Hey Billy, welcome. All right, so now all we need to do is insert this into the card and tape it. All right. All right, and then we can fold that over, and there we go. Now we're going to find our white piece, which is right here. And ladies, you've guessed it. We are going to pop this up. Absolutely. All right. So let's do that. And by the way, if you need the hostess code this week, it's right there. Whoops. All right, and we're just going to put this right in the center. Okay, and then we're going to add our branch. So I'm going to use the smaller dimensionals for this. I'll scoot in a little bit more. Okay. Those little minis do great things, don't they? Hi, Joyce. Thanks for watching tonight. Let's see. Would it be hard to use regular adhesive on embossed surface? No, you could definitely do that, Laura. I could have easily taped this to the front. So that's a great question. All right, I'm almost there. Almost have them peeled off. So if anyone, there is one lady watching tonight from Georgia, so I'm sure that she will love this set. So I've just kind of popped that right along there. And now I've got my 3 peaches. And let's see. Let me cut this and make it a little bit smaller. Because the peaches are also going to get popped up. I know you're surprised, right? Because I like never pop up anything. Yeah, Diane's got her mom watching tonight. How cool. Super cool. All right, now, as far as placement of your peaches, that's really up to you. I haven't found anything that says this peach needs to go here and this peach needs to go here. So I just kind of looked at the catalog, and what I do is I just kind of fit it in there where I think it will look good. All right. So we have another peach here, and I'll just go ahead and put this one here, just like that. And then this little peach, I'll put there. And then I'm going to put some Wink of Stella on it. And I'm giving this card away tonight, so you'll definitely want to wait till the end to see if you win it. Also, if you're new tonight and it's your first time watching, or if you've been watching a while and have never said hello, please do so. Tell us where you're from. We love to know that. It's always fun. All right, so that's my Wink of Stella. And we're going to use some embellishments. These are the Genial Gems, all right? And they come in, let me see if it says the color. Pale papaya and maybe mint macaron. It's just a guess. I honestly don't know. All right, so we've got one here. So let's do this. We'll put one there. And it doesn't matter what color, all right? Does not matter. Maybe I should have used my take your pick tool to get these little guys up tonight. Come on. All right. All right. And that is card number 1. All right. So I hope you like that. Love this. Isn't that fun? So fun. Oh, Teresa, it's your first time watching us. It's so cool. So happy to have you. All right, we're going to get set up for our next card. All right, put that there. And our next card is featuring the peaches again. All right. Okay, now this time, ladies, what I've done is I've already stamped and cut the branch. I've already stamped and cut the peaches, and that's just to save us time. I mean, you certainly don't need me showing you how to cut these peaches 4 times, right? So any questions, of course, let me know. All right, so our next border, see that border there? We're going to do that one next. And again, we're going to bring in our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. And I'm going to zoom out. There we go. All right, and I am back to my regular platform. And I'm going to show you how to go. So as you can tell, I want to go in enough that I'm going to see that paper. All right. Okay. So that should do it. Of course, I'm looking at it sideways, but it looks pretty good. And then we're going to use the technique that works for me and Tina, which is just hold your breath and just roll this through the machine, and we'll see how it turns out. And there we go. All right, isn't that pretty? So it makes a real pretty border. And now we can put our card together. All right, so let's go ahead and we will do the inside. Oh, and by the way, I also used that Tasteful Textures embossing folder again, okay? I know, isn't it peachy, Margaret? So what I've already taken time to do is emboss that folder, all right? So you've seen me emboss it, so you really don't need to see it another time unless you want to. But since we have 4 cards to get through, oh, thanks, Charla. I'm so glad. Thank you so much. We would love to have you every Wednesday night, Charla, 7:30, okay, Eastern time. All right, and what's so nice is we've really formed a little community here, and it's just super fun because we all know each other, and we all visit on Wednesday nights, so it makes it fun. Okay, let's make sure this insert is going to fit in here. Sure is. Isn't that pretty? All right, so we're going to add the Stampin' Seal again. Okay, come on, Stampin' Seal. There we go. All right, and then we're going to insert this. Okay. Right along here. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Oh, I can show you that again, Simone, on the next card. Okay, I'll show you the embossing folder. I think that's what you want to see. All right, so that's the inside. Now for the outside, I am using this Stitch So Sweetly die, okay? And since we're using these on quite a few things, I want to show you where you can find that set of dies. All right, Stitch So Sweet. Oh, they're right here. So this right here is what we're using. Stitch So Sweetly, item number 151690, and it's $32 for the set. So you could use bee rewards with this, and it would definitely take care of your bee rewards, which would be nice. All right, so we're gonna use this. We're gonna do some Stampin'. I'm so glad you like it. They were really fun to put together. All right, so we're gonna do Sweet as a Peach, and we're gonna put that Sweet as the Peach right here. All right. And then we can go ahead and pop this piece up, and I wanna use that same sheet of dimensionals I was using because I am almost done with them. What did I do with them? Oh, well, I don't see them. All right, so now I'll use this set. I'm trying to finish up that one little strip. That was adhesive or something. I don't know what that was, so. Thanks, Sue. I know my clan, right? We have an awesome clan. It's our tribe, our girl tribe, right? All right. Alrighty, and I'm going to just put this on the diagonal. You could certainly put it on straight, okay? I know, Sally, I use the Stitch So Sweetly a lot as well. I really, really like those. I don't know what I did. Here we go. I think I found my dimensionals. I need these little guys. Okay, again, this is for the branch, okay? And I'll just quickly put a few on here so that it will be popped up. All right. Oh, thank you. Carol, you are absolutely right because I just found my dimensionals with the other card. Thank you. You know, it could be right in front of me and I will just miss it. All right, so this time I am going to position the branch like that, okay? So a little bit differently. Then I've got my peaches here. All right, and let me get my scissors so I can finish this up here. Right there. So yeah, next week with my local hostess clubs, we are using this set. So it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, again, you're just going to layer those peaches, just kind of fit them in the branches. All right. And I guess I'll put that one there. The peaches are super fun. And I'll stick that one there. All right. And this is where I want to use my Wink of Stella. Okay, and remember when you stamp your peaches, you want to use that sponge dauber technique. I'm probably going to use it again tonight on the larger peach. So you're going to see the sponge dauber technique again, okay? Just make sure you know that. I'm just getting the leaves there. And now we're going to add some of our gems. All right, I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool this time. And let's put a big one here, and then we'll take two littles, and we can put one there and there. All right. All right, so there's our second one. Can you cut any of the peaches out of the paper? Oh, do you need me to cut the peaches, Diane, the small peaches again? Let me know. We are going to stamp a large peach and cut that out, okay? All right. Yes, Peggy, I did get my daughter off to Cleveland. We got her all moved and her apartment is looking really nice. Everything turned out really well. Thank you so much. And she loved being with you ladies. She had a ball, an absolute ball. All right. All right, so there's that card. And now we're gonna move on to the Balmy Blue card, okay? Now this time I'm gonna stamp some flowers with you. So we're gonna do that first before we do our cutting, all right? Okay, so let me find my scrap paper here. Okay, and let's see, I'm definitely gonna use some Balmy Blue for flowers. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is, oh, you meant the printed paper. Do you know, Diane, I have not even tried it. Can you believe that? So we'll try and look at that when I get out the large peach die, okay? I don't know, Laura, if they match or not. I haven't even looked. So I gotta do that. All right, let's get my mat. And it looks like there's a lot of Balmy Blue ink there, and I don't know if I want my flowers that dark, so I'm just gonna stamp off for a second and see. All right, I want them lighter. So that's gonna be my lighter flower, okay? And then I'm gonna clean this with my simple chamois, and we're going to stamp some more flowers. All right. And if I go back, that's so awesome. If I go back, I think I stamped that in pumpkin pie, those flowers. So I'm gonna get my pumpkin pie ink. It's a good thing I'm in my stamp room because, you know, I have forgotten like 3 things tonight. All right, so this is pumpkin pie. Okay, I'm just gonna stamp off on this one and then stamp here. All right, so that's my flowers there. Now, I'm gonna give you another option because I literally just thought of this. So hang on. Let's see. I wanted another piece. Yeah, this will work. Okay. I want another piece of paper and we're gonna try something, okay? Because I literally just thought of it. This is Pale Papaya and Calypso Coral. And what we're gonna do is, let me clean the stamp. I am going to ink in Pale Papaya, okay? I'm going to take the sponge dauber with Calypso Coral. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of that Calypso Coral around the edges of these flowers. And I have never tried this. We've done it with peaches, but we haven't done it with flowers. All right, and let's see how it turns out. Ooh, that's really pretty. So there we are with Pale Papaya and Calypso Coral, and this flower is Pumpkin Pie, okay? Now you're gonna see a variation in the image, and that's because this is a distinctive stamp set. So it's one of our cool stamp sets, okay? All right, so these are going to be ready to cut. And while I have, oh, you know what we have to do? Centers. Let's do the centers of these flowers. I'm going to use crumb cake. All right, so keep that in mind. And this tiny little image here is for the center of the flowers. All right. All right, so here we go. Here's the center. Oh, we'll go on and put them on our Balmy blue. See, it just kind of comes to life. Let me zoom in so you can get a closer look. It is the same stamp for all three. So it doesn't matter the size of the flower. Isn't that cool? And then this one, I'm in love with these flowers. I honestly wish you could see them in person. Look at that. I'll show you a close-up. This is so pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So I used crumb cake, okay? If you don't have crumb cake, try Sahara sand. All right, look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right. You ladies are being super nice to me tonight, just begging me to come back next week. And I will. All right. And now we're going to use the words happy birthday. So see, we're getting all our stamping done while we have our ink out. I love the little center tool too. Isn't that cool, Gail? It is so, so cool. All right, so there's happy birthday, and it's inked in Balmy blue. Oh, and I need to show you where this die is from, okay? Because it's not from the peach set. All right. There we go. All right, so that's our happy birthday. Let me show you where it's from. Uh-oh, I literally just put my fingers in pale papaya ink. So hang tight. I gotta wash my fingers. Okay, let's close that up. And that die came from All Dressed Up, and this is the actual die that I used, okay? And so this is what Jacqueline used last Wednesday night, all right, for class. So I just wanted you to see where the die came from, okay? All right. I think we've done all our stamping, and we're gonna be ready to do our cutting, okay? Alrighty. So I'm going to zoom out as far as I can, and I'm going to bring over our Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Okay. And the first thing is platforms. So we need 1, 2, and 3. All right, and let me move this a little bit better. This is the front of the card base. And we are going to use this piece, okay? All right. And then we're gonna add that. Remember, we want that designer paper to show. So let me show you the sample one more time, okay? We want that to show. So I'm actually gonna move it up a little. And I think there will be a good place for it, okay? And so now we're gonna use cutting pad 3, all right? And we're gonna roll this through. And I'm just holding my breath that it all turns out beautifully. And there it is right there. So that should work out really well. We are going to cut out the flowers, so we need that. Okay. I'm trying to keep all my dies straight and organized so that I don't lose anything. So, all right. So now we're going to move this so that we can get our flowers on here. All right. I think that'll take care of it. All right. It does look like a smile. That's very true. Oh, good. Okay, all right. So that was the flowers for that one. I'm going to scoop them off so that you can see them. Okay. So here they are. There's our flowers. And we're going to do it again with the blue ones. So let's do that. This is nice because again, you're stamping 3 flowers and you're cutting them out all at the same time with 1 die. And if you follow my Facebook page, that was my Be Creative Tip Tuesday. All right, so just yesterday, that was on my Facebook page. All right, hang on. Get that just right. All right. Okay, and I think that's all that we need to cut for this card. Okay. Alrighty. Now I can get back here. I know, isn't this awesome, Jeanne? I love the way Stampin' Up! Did this. And in the holiday book, there are also some bundles that do the very same thing as this. And it is smart and it saves us a lot of time. Okay, so here's my Balmy blue card base. I've already run it through the textures, the Tasteful textiles, okay? Already did that. So let's do the insert. Again, we're at 1, is it 1.5? I think it's 1.5. 1.5 by 5.5, all right? And then we're just gonna add that to the insert here. All right. And we'll just add this right along here. Okay. And then we just add it right along here. Okay, so now you can see that beautiful border, and you can even turn your card like this. It doesn't have to go this way. You can turn it this way and position it this way if you want, all right? I'm loving the borders. All right, and I know you're gonna guess where this came from. This is Pale Papaya, and this is from the Scalloped Contours dies. And it is this one right here. So that's like number 3 from smallest to largest, all right? So we're gonna pop this up here. I am gonna grab a sip of water. I'm doing so much talking. Yeah, this card is super sweet. I like it. I'll put one there, and then I'm gonna cut this. And we'll put one there. Almost done with that sheet. Okay. Now I'm also going to position this on the diagonal, but I could easily do this, okay? But I think it just gives it more interest when it's on the diagonal, all right? I'm going to zoom in now so you all can see me work a little closer. I did forget this little strip, so let's just add this strip real quick. You may or may not remember this strip, so. And then I'm just gonna put it about right here, and we're just gonna run it up to the top, about like so, and then you have that, okay? All right, now we're gonna add this again. All right, another branch. Lots of branches on these cards. Okay. Just peeling this off here. Oops, There we go. All right, that's all done. This time I'm going to position the branch about right here, okay? All right, right there. And let me see something here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add, sorry, I cannot pick up the words. I'm gonna go ahead and add the happy birthday. So I'm gonna add that there. Look, I got rid of my whole sheet of dimensionals. That's a good feeling. I'm gonna add one more dimensional. I'm gonna add it about right there, and I'll show you why. I'm not gonna put it on the end, okay? And I'll show you why. When I go to position this, I wanna be sure that, and I'm gonna, all right, there we go. So the dimensionals here and here, if I put the dimensional way over here, it's gonna like stick down and it's not gonna lay right, okay? So, oh, Suzanne, I saw one of the same things. Yes, so Suzanne said she noticed that someone had used the big peach as a plum and the smaller ones as cherries. Yes, and I'm dying to make a card like that. Also, I have seen someone take the 3 small peaches and make them blueberries. All right, so I mean, we've got tons of options here. Okay, so I'm bringing in my flowers now. All right, and I know I'm gonna use, let's see, where do I wanna start? Let's see here. I guess I'll start with this one. I'm just kind of looking at my card. You can put these flowers anywhere, but I think I'm gonna lay this one about right there, okay? So that's our first one. I'll zoom in a little closer for you, okay? And then let's take the small blue one. All right, and by the way, I am putting dimensionals on these. I know you're shocked, absolutely shocked. All right, and I'm gonna put that one about here. Okay, you can put them anywhere. There is absolutely no right or wrong. I'm gonna add a medium size, and I'm gonna kind of set that one right up on top of the branches, okay? Then I'm going to take this one, and I'm gonna put right there, and then I'm gonna take that little one, and will that, yep, that'll work. Oops. There are peach blossoms, how about that? All right. And so there is card number 3. Yes, take stock in dimensionals at a penny a piece. I know, so, you know, we've all seen the blueberries and the plums, and I'm like dying to try some of those because they looked really, really cute. So that's happy birthday, okay? All right, and now our last one is double peaches. All right. Oh, thank you, Lee. Thank you very much. So we've got lots to do on here, okay? We're gonna be stamping 2 peaches, and we're gonna do the sponge dauber technique again, all right? Oh, and by the way, I did not put Wink of Stella on those flowers, but I should have, okay? So you can do that. All righty, so here's our peach. You can tell mine is very well loved right now. I've been using it a ton. Let me find my paper. All right, here's my paper, okay? And we are going to use pale papaya again. You guessed it. And then we'll use Calypso Coral. That's pumpkin pie. We don't want that. All right. And this is the sponge dauber technique that we've used with the flowers and the small peaches, okay? Yeah, the blue is really pretty, isn't it? It's very, very pretty. All right, let me get my sponge dauber. Okay, and my mat. Okay. All right, we got everything. All right, I'm gonna ink that up in Pale Papaya. I am dabbing this. I love peaches. On our way home from Cleveland this past weekend, we stopped in the mountains of Virginia, like in Winchester, and we actually got some peaches, and they were really good. All right, so here's our first peach. Let's hope it turns out. All right, so there it is. Now look, these two look very different. And I can tell you, I made this card some time ago, so maybe I used different ink colors. But when you go to create your peaches, every single one you're gonna find, they're gonna be different, all right? And that's just the beauty of it. It's just like peaches are in real life, right? They're all different. Thank you, Pam. You have a good night too, and thanks for joining us. All right. So again, I'm going to use some Calypso Coral, and then I'll stamp this one here. All right. And again, they look a little bit different. Oh my gosh, peach pie. That sounds amazing, Melissa. Don't tempt me. All right, so I'm going to close up Calypso Coral because we're done with that for the evening. This is our 4th card, by the way. And I'll give you all the details on how you can get all 4 cards as your make and take, okay? All right, so let's go back to Pear Pizzazz. And we're gonna need 2 of these stems, okay? There we go. So we're gonna cut out 2 peaches and 2 stems. And while I have the green out, I'm going back to that very same die that I used on the Balmy blue card. All right, and this time I'm going to do Thanks So Much. And I'm going to put right here, just stamp right there. And there we go, that is done. And also in looking at the card, I've already stamped this branch, so I'll show you how to put that on. You guys are making me hungry with all the peach food. It sounds amazing. This is the Balmy Blues Stitch So Sweetly die, okay? All right, so we're about ready to cut and finish up the card. Is there anyone who wants to know how to use the 3D embossing folder? All right, that's what I need to know. Okay. Whoops, there's a flower there. Put that there. Put this here. All right. And again, same sandwich as we've been using before. I am actually going to put my peach die away, and I'm going to put the branch away. I am going to need this right here. This is the large peach, and these are the stems. All right. And if I don't forget, we'll see if that peach can cut out some of the designer paper, okay? Okay. So we'll cut one of these. And we'll put one of those right there. And we need another cutting pad. All right. These peaches turned out really pretty. Sorry for the shaking. Okay, first set is all done. Then we'll do the same here. All right, I want to get this one just right. I think that'll take care of it. And we'll roll this through. Okay. Yes, I am holding my breath, Sue. Ah, oh gosh. There we go. Yeah, my technique for cutting these out without a magnetic platform is to just like hold your breath. It's called hold your breath and then roll the paper through, right? I'm gonna put these dies away so that I don't lose them. All right. Okay. And then the last part is to take our pale papaya card base, okay, which is right here, and our last border, okay, and this is the last border that we're going to use tonight. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 6 borders, and we used 4 of them. All right, and again, we want to cut some off so that we can see that beautiful designer paper, okay? All right, I think that'll do it. And hopefully nothing's gonna move on me. And I think we're good. Oh, you know what? I did not have my plates even. So hang on 1 minute. See how far off my plate is? Hang on. We need to get this up here. Let's see. I think it will do much better. There we go. Let's try that. My plates were not very even, and my machine did not like it. All right. Okay. So let me make sure that one cut. All right. I don't know if this is my die, although I think this is completely cut through. Right there may not be cut. Okay. So I'm just going to put it back in, and we're going to, and look how it just stayed in place. Okay, I'm just going to do this once again, just to make sure I get a nice, there we go. Hopefully that cut it. This particular one for me has been tricky, but it looks like it has cut completely through. So I think we're going to be good. Hopefully, oh yes, all right. And you could even use this on another card. You can use the negative piece on another card, okay? All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way now. And I have already taken the time to emboss this one. Okay, so all 4 of them have this embossed technique, okay? All right, so this is our paper, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to check to see, does anybody know? All right, that die is too big for that peach. And if I think about it at the end, we'll look at some of the other designer paper, okay? Let's go ahead and we're going to get the paper here, right along here. All right, I may have cut my paper too short. Okay, we're gonna add this. No, I think I did okay. All right, you're gonna wanna hang around to the end. I'm gonna tell you how you can get your hands on all 4 make and take cards. I've got a make and take special for you tonight. And then we're gonna have a drawing, and somebody is gonna take a card home tonight. We're gonna have we're gonna give away all 4 cards, okay? This is the Balmy Blue. This is from Stitched So Sweetly, all right? And then we're just gonna center this one about here. We're just kind of eyeing it, all right? And let's see here. I'm going to add, I have to find it. Here it is. Do you all see this part of the branch? All right. It's that part right there. All right. So what I'm going to do is, I was just kind of playing around with this. I know, don't we all need the peachy bundle? Absolutely, Connie. Absolutely. All right. And for this one, trying to find my little dimensionals here. All right. So I'm just using half of the branch. It's the top half. And I'm just going to add it about right there, okay? It'll all come together in a second. And for my peaches, I usually take a glue dot and put it on the front of the stem. Thank you, Connie. I'm so glad you like the cards tonight. And then I'm just going to tuck that behind the peach. And I did that with a glue dot, okay? And then while I have it in my hand, let's just go ahead. And we're going to put this about right there, okay? And then our second peach, I may have lost. Y'all hang tight. Here we go. Okay, again, we're gonna take a glue dot. We're gonna put it on the front of the stem, right there. And we're going to add it behind the peach. Okay? And this one's gonna also get a dimensional. All right, and I position the dimensionals here on one side so that this would lay flat with the other peach, okay? So that's why it's only a dimensional here and here, okay? And then we're gonna add our words. I'm putting a dimensional right in the middle of this one. The words are, thanks so much. Isn't this peachy keen? Absolutely. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, and then there is your thanks so much. And then here are the gems. Let's see here. And I'll take a green one and put one there. And put one right there. And let's get some Wink of Stella on these peaches. All right. Let me zoom in so y'all can get a nice good look. So we got double peaches here. I'm doing the leaves. And again, I'm doing this, you know, a little fast because I know I've kept you long enough. You could also do your Wink of Stella before putting the words on if you want, all right? All right, so something like that. Thank you so much. I'm so glad everybody likes the cards tonight. Thank you, thank you. All right, let me get that put away. I'm trying to straighten up a little bit here. All right, and I'm just gonna try. We're gonna get ready to do our drawing, but I wanted to check the large peach on here. So I don't believe you can use the die on this sheet of cardstock. I don't believe that would work. Let's see if this peach will work on this. Ooh, there. You could use that. It's very, very close. Oh, thank you, Martha. I'm so glad you like them. And then, so you could kind of use it. And let's see what else we got. The flower die is not going to work with this set. Just by looking at it, I can tell. And these are stripes. And we tried that. So I think that's it. Yeah, so I don't think the dies really work with the designer paper except for that larger peach, okay? That was a good question. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Well, let me give you the scoop. Let's get these cards back out, okay? So that we can have our drawing. And let's see. We got this one here. All right, so let me zoom out. Okay, so yes, you do need the peach bundle. Absolutely, Teresa. All right, so we're going to be drawing names for these 4 cards. All right, so if you haven't commented tonight, you need to say, hello, Tammy, I'm from so-and-so. Or tell me if you have the peach set or not, because that will put your name in the drawing. Okay, so that's the first thing I need to tell you. All right. All righty. Second thing is my special that begins tonight through Monday, July 5th. When you place an order of $50 or more in my online store or with me personally, I am going to send you all 4 make and take cards, all of the supplies, okay? All of the supplies, and even the embellishments. It does not include envelopes. It does include shipping, all right? So these 4 cards are free to you. Everything will be cut and embossed, but it will not be stamped. Thank you, Heidi. I'm so glad you enjoyed the cards, okay? So everybody understand? You want to use this hostess code because that will tell me that you have earned the peach make and take cards, all right? You have until Monday, all right? I'm glad so many of you are getting the bundle. You have until Monday, July 5th to place your order. On Tuesday, I cut the cardstock and designer paper for the cards, and then they go in the mail, all right? So all 4 cards, everything's cut and embossed, but not stamped. It does not include envelopes. It does include embellishments, okay? It does include embellishments. So here is the special, and you'll want to use that hostess code. And I think that's all I need to tell you about it, all right? So yeah, it's a fun incentive, and then you'll have 4 cards just like that, okay? You may want to wait until tomorrow because tomorrow is 15% off paper, and that includes the peach paper, okay? Also, when you place a $35 or more order, you get the July tutorial, 16 projects. You earn 1 B on your Be Rewarded card. So there are tons of incentives that you can take advantage of. Oh, thanks, Leanne. Thanks so much. All right. Well, I've got my Post-it note, which means I am ready to draw names.